Hi there, it's Joshua Harrell, and I want to talk about my Show Up and Shine planner. It's a 3-month planner, undated, so you can start any time that you want. So it doesn't necessarily have to be New Year's, but it can be the New Year's Day. But I have been on a journey as an entrepreneur and as a coach, as a business leader. I have been on a journey to be as productive as I can. And, when it comes down to having lots of things on my plate, I love having lots of things on my plate. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm always able to do as much as I can. And that's really, I've been on a journey my entire life, looking at different planning systems, productivity systems, different software, some tools that I still use, especially software tools that I still use. Thank goodness for my Apple reminders and my calendar. I love all those things, but I also love a physical planner, and that's why I created this planner. I created it for myself, selfishly, and then not so selfishly, I wanted to create a tool that was great for executives, creatives, students, teachers, parents, whoever needs and wants to get more out of their life. I wanted to put all the good bits that I've collected along my journey into a planner that I feel everyone can use. So first and foremost, I want to say that it is vinyl bound. So it looks like leather, but it's vinyl. And it's vinyl bound because I specifically didn't want something that was hard or spiral bound with a metal spiral. Because I want to be able to slip this into my bag with my iPad or my laptop, and I didn't want to scratch up my devices. So that's why vinyl bound. It is quite thin. It holds 3 months worth of your monthly calendars, your weekly positioning statements, your daily pages, and I'll show you all those in a minute. Because I wanted to make sure it wasn't this massive book, because I don't want to add to my load of things that I'm carrying around in my bag. And especially if I'm traveling, I definitely don't want to carry around anything heavy. So that is why it is the shape, and it's flexible. It's not hard. It lays flat when you open it. So I can write even down the middle of the book if I want to. I wanted to make sure that there was nothing was going to prevent me from making the most out of every piece of space in this planner. It also comes with 3 spine, I'm kind of like messing with the focus there. It comes with 3 spine ribbons that can mark your place however you want to, whatever you want to mark, wherever in the book. You've got it in indigo, plum, and persimmon, because I wanted to make sure that the colors all went with the book itself. So I wanted to make a sexy planner. So it looks good and it works. That's my definition of sexy. So let's dive in. So I've got another view. I'm going to take you over to this camera here. So here's the front cover. You've got the little Show Up and Shine emblem, which has little rays of sun, as well as little bits of stardust, because why not? And then when you open it up, you've got, here are those spine ribbons that you can place wherever you want to place. I place them on my monthly page and my weekly page and my daily page. So I'll show you those in a second. But here's the inside cover. You've got a place for your name, email, phone, year, and quarter. Again, it's a 3-month planner, undated, so you can start at any time. But if you're like me, you started at the beginning of the quarter. So this page might seem basic, but the point of it is to make sure that if you ever lose your planner, it does get back to you. Somebody can email you or call you and say, hey, look, you're missing out on your planner. The next thing, I let you know what all is inside, and then I give you some basic instructions. Now, this planner is one that I purposefully wanted it to be very versatile for all types of people, however you want to work. So I give you some instructions on how to use it, but there are no rules. Use the Show Up and Shine planner however you want to get the most out of it. That is super important to me. So I give you kind of a breakdown, a definition of what each page, how you can use it. but it's up to you how you make the most out of your Show Up and Shine planner. So the next section, whoops, there we go. Gotta mess with my different camera views. You've got a section for annual goals. Look how big this page is. I use this page as a big brain dump of everything I want to get done within the year. And then you've got a little section down this side, a little column for you to write down when you want to get those things done. Maybe it's by quarter, maybe it's by month. Again, no rules. And this is for the whole year. So when it's time for you to start your next planner, you go into your next 3 months, then you've got the ability to transfer over the goals that you haven't accomplished so far. You can transfer them over into your next planner, as well as then add new goals, new annual goals. Because if you're like me, once you get some stuff knocked off your list, it's time for more items. So that's why you've got that at the beginning of every single planner. And then on this side, I give you 3 project roadmaps, which is just a way for you to organize those bigger goals, projects that you're working on. It breaks it down into, what's my overall goal, progress goals. How do I know what do I need to hit? What milestones do I need to hit in order to know that I'm on target? And then for each of your progress goals, you've got a section of 3 actions and tasks that go along with it. Now, you might not use all of them, but I wanted to give you kind of a little bit of a structure to build out your projects. And you've got 3 pages here, so then there's no limit. You don't have to just have 3 projects, but if you're just getting started with working in a more project-oriented mindset, this is a way to get started. I've used these with different teams to just say, hey, we're working on this big project. Let's get some ideas down. What are our milestones? How will we know we're making progress on this goal? And then what are some of the tasks that are associated with each one of those milestones? So I use it as a structure. If anything, the planner is a workbook more than it is a calendar or a diary. And because you're doing it every 3 months, some of the information is going to carry over. Some is going to be new information. Some things that you learned in one period of time that you want to carry over to the next. That's what is so cool about the Show Up and Shine planner. And I have been using it now for well over a year, and some of the components of it for even longer than that. But each time I start a new planner, there's a little nuance that changes. There's something that I've gleaned from the previous period of time. So I feel like I'm on that continuous cycle of improvement, which is important to me. So I'm going to take it back to the planner here. Then you have what I have been doing for years now is design the week. So this is you designing the perfect week. You've got a column for each of the days of the week, and then time blocks, just almost like an appointment calendar. But this, you're going to block out time driving to work, block out time for eating healthy, block out time for exercise, block out time for time with the family. I don't know if I just said that. But you block out your time for, if you're not dealing with specific meetings, it's what do I want to accomplish looking at my annual goals? What do I want to accomplish? And then how am I going to work that into a week? And from there, I take that structure, and then that's what I apply to my monthly planning, my weekly planning, my daily planning. And for some of you, it might be a personal goal, like exercising more. You have to carve out time for that, or time for personal development, reading. I know it sounds weird to say I've got to at 8 p.m. is when I do my reading block, but by doing that, I'm manifesting that it's going to happen. Sometimes I might miss my reading block, but the fact that I have mapped out that this is the week that I have designed, this is how I'm going to fit everything in from my personal time to my professional time to just me being me in the world. This helps me make sure that I'm thinking of things realistically. I mean, how many of us create so many to-dos that there's no way physically possible unless we never slept? We would there's no way we'd get it done. So I find that designing my week, and each time I do it, and I've been doing it for years, each time I do, I change something. I might change my when I eat lunch, or when I work out, or again that time when I am doing personal development things. Maybe I want to learn a new language. When am I going to make time for that? What is that going to look like? So I even put down time to play with my dog, because I will cram so much into a week that pretty much my dog just doesn't get any of my time. And we all know that that's not really what happens. So use this time to think about what you want to get done, and map it out, but also be realistic. Make sure you think about what real life is like, and you map out map that into when you're designing your week. All right. Going back to the planner here, then I've got a section here for your daily rituals. Now, your daily rituals, these are the things that happen and sometimes if you are a business owner, you're working every single day. There are things that you do every single day. If you work for a company and you work 5 days a week, maybe this is just your daily rituals for your job. Or, as a parent, that's an everyday job. These could be your rituals, what you do first thing in the morning, and then you either at the end of your day, at the end of your work day, or at the end of the day, what are the things that need to get done? That could be kind of like a shutdown of you're at your desk and you just tidy up your desk, your inbox, your emails. You do one last check of all those things, your voicemails. Maybe you look at the day, what you got done, what you didn't get done, transfer those over to the next day's tasks, or block out time on your calendar. That's the end of the day, or the end of my work day. I do have a shutting down system for that. And so that's what I use the daily rituals for within the Show Up and Shine planner, for me to just give some thought to what are the things that I need to do every single day in the morning? What are the things I need to do to shut down for the day? And that is some structure, and that creates my habits, some very positive habits. Again, it's a workbook. It's not, if that is not beneficial to you to have that kind of structure, then you don't have to do that. But for me, over the years, this has been a good structure for me. It makes me feel like when I start my day and when I end my day, I don't miss anything. I'm not having to try to remember anything. So that's what you use the daily rituals for. On the opposite page, you've got one of the notes page. Now, you're going to see these notes pages throughout every single weekly positioning page, every single daily page. You have a notes section, a notes page, and you've got it's alternating colors here. So you've got some lines, or you could go right outside of the lines. I don't care, whatever works for you. You've got a little tiny column down here. And I've given you, down at the very bottom, you won't be able to see this, but when I take notes, sometimes I create tasks. And even though I have a section in my daily page for tasks that I can check off as I get them done, sometimes when I'm taking notes or I'm in a meeting, I think, oh gosh, that's a task. So you put a little box and then you write out your task here. That helps you note that that particular item is an action, a next action or task. I do a circle if I'm going to delegate it to somebody, and outside of the circle, I usually write the person's name. So then that circle is something that I can tick off when I follow up to make sure it gets done. Then you can use a little asterisk to mark whether or not something is important. And then if I'm in a meeting and I have a question, most of the time I'll just ask the question if I'm in the meeting. But sometimes it's a very random question and it could totally derail the conversation. So I'll just write down, question mark, and then what my question is. And then as I'm doing my shutdown for my daily ritual, one of the things I do is I review my notes. And sometimes that is carrying over a task to a particular day, or, following up on what I've delegated, or, you have that question. So send that email, initiate that conversation, whatever it is. So you've got the notes pages look the same throughout the book. So you start to get familiar with this kind of the system that I've created and that works for me. Again, you can create your own system. And that's why this is so versatile. I'm just giving you some best practices and ways that you can use it to make the most out of it. So now I'm going to go back to the book here. Now we're going to get into our monthly pages. Again, the Show Up and Shine Planner, it is not dated. So you go in, whenever you start, you can write down what month it is, and then you put the dates in, okay? And you do throughout the whole calendar here. And you've got 3 of these. Again, it's a 3-month planner, so you've got 3 of these right at the beginning of your book. And this is where I will put one of my spine ribbons. And this is where I do the more future planning. But it's also a spot where you start to see something that comes up throughout, and that's this little orange section here with the little asterisk. This is an area for your thoughtful calendar. And I picked this up, when I had quite a large team. And the idea behind it is to make sure that, when you hear that it's somebody's birthday or, there's some kind of life event coming up, just in conversation, maybe it's at the start of a meeting and you hear that, just being discussed, you can go in and write that into your thoughtful calendar. And as you are reviewing or getting set up for a week, you can come back to your monthly calendar and say, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. I want to make sure I send them a card, or I want to give them a call, or send them an email, or text them, whatever it is. But it's for you to kind of take a moment and think about other people. I know that sounds awful, that I might need to remind myself to think about other people. But if you're focused on getting a lot of stuff done, sometimes you don't think about other people. So that's what the thoughtful calendar is, and that's why it's there. Again, it's a suggestion. It's a suggestion that I think is pretty important to take. So again, I put my spine ribbon down in the current month, but then I go ahead and fill out my months, my following months. And then we get into our weekly positioning pages. Now, this is going to be at the start of every single week. So this is where you put down what were your big wins from last week. It's always important to acknowledge those wins. Then, what are the weekly milestones? You get a space for 3 milestones for the week. And then you can carry over some of those events that are on your monthly calendar here, or you can plot out other things. This is really your worksheet for the week. Again, you've got another one of those notes pages, so you can use this space however you need to. Once I do this, then, and I do put one of my spine ribbons down there so I can come back to the current week. Then you've got your daily pages, and they have the day on them, Monday through Sunday, and even your weekends have full days. And that was important to me because in a lot of planners, if you've used different planners, the weekends just get truncated into one page. They share a page. And I know so many people, if you are a solopreneur, you are working every single day. Or if you are a parent, again, there's no breaks there. So, and some of the parents that I know, their weekends are busier than any other day. So I wanted to make sure that you had space for Saturday and Sunday. So you've got these daily pages for every single day of the week. You've got the space for your appointments or work blocks, whatever you need to do here. Here, this is the area I get a question about. I get the most questions about, and it's DPS, and it's code for your daily positioning statement. Now, a lot of you love inspirational quotes, or you listen to audiobooks in the morning on the way to work, or just as you're getting ready in the morning. And so it's a thought. It's something that you want to think about for the day. Or, like a GPS, it's your positioning statement for what is the most important thing for today. It's not necessarily a task, but what is something that you need to think about? And it could be, you could write a quote. You could say, reach out to my team and communicate better with my team. Things like that. Believe it or not, some people do need those reminders. So you can use this space for whatever you want to put your focus for the day. Where you put your focus is where you're going to go. So that's why this is at the top of the page here. Then you've got today's targets. These could be anything. Again, it doesn't have to be a task, but they're things that you want to accomplish today. And that could be things like, if you're in sales, it could be number of calls, number of emails. It could be, it could be so many different things. It's your targets for the day, where, again, you want to put that focus separate from your to-dos, your next actions. You've got your next actions and tasks here. You've got a little legend here to help you keep track of your tasks. Again, just a suggestion, but you've got a space to write down your task, your next action, and then to mark it as in progress, complete, or even deleted. I am not a big fan of just scribbling out a task that I've given myself and then I'm not going to do anymore. I like to have it noted somewhere that I was going to do that task, and then now for whatever reason, I decided not to. So I've got where you mark that it's a task that you're deleted versus crossing it out. So some people cross out their items as they do them. Some people scribble out items that they are not going to do. Again, no rules. I just give you some suggestions on what works for me. And that's part of this legend here down below. Again, you've got a notes page, and this continues on this framework of daily pages, Monday through Sunday. Then you go to a weekly positioning page to start a new week. And I put one of my spine ribbons down for the current day that I'm in. So that is a rundown of the Show Up and Shine Planner and some of the features that it holds within it. Again, it's from the outside to the guts on the inside. This is a system that has worked very well for me, and it's a collection of great ideas that I've collected along my journey. The book itself, again, lays flat, so you can create your own sections. You've got so much room in this planner to plan to make your boldest moves ever. And that is the thing that I think is so empowering about having this physical thing. If the internet goes out, it doesn't stop me from doing the work to create more and accomplish more in my life. It works for me, and it's the feedback that I've gotten from others that have used it. They get it, they love it, and I hope, if you have not given it a try yet, that you will give it a try. It is a labor of love, and probably it's the thing that I'm most passionate about and I'm most proud of, because I can see that it's making a difference not only in my life but in other people's lives. So I do hope you check it out. Again, it's the Show Up and Shine Planner by me, Joshua Harrell. You can get it on Amazon in the US, UK, and Canada. Just search Show Up and Shine, or Show Up Shine Planner. You don't have to put the and in there, or you can put my name in there, Joshua Harrell, and you will find it. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. I want you to make the most out of the planner, and I love feedback. So you can find me on social media at Joshua Harrell, or email me, email@joshuaharrell.com. Come to my website, check me out if you want. But good luck to you, and thank you for tuning in and learning more about the Show Up and Shine Planner. Take care.